Hey guys, it's me Haru, and welcome to episode 15 of SpyroCast. Today, I have Deedum with me. How are you?
I'm alive. We had a little bit of a rocky start, but you know what? We're here.
And that's good. I have rocky starts with a lot of my guests. But anyway, yes, we are here now, and my first question, what is your history with Spyro?
I usually tell people that Spyro was my first game ever playing because for whatever reason my parents had it in the house at all times. They had it when I was a little baby guy just growing up, and they'd play it and I would sit there on the couch and I would watch them, and every now and again they would hand off the controller to me, and that was my time to shine. And every single time I got too scared. But it just always ended up being a game that I was always playing. I know that a lot of the people that you've had on here, their first experience always ended up being Spyro 2, right?
Yeah, mostly.
Yeah, I ended up with the first Spyro game.
Awesome. Just like me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you played Spyro 2 first.
Oh no, I'm 1, 2, 3.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I ended up it was such a big part of my childhood. This is gonna sound really bad, but when I was a little kid, I had no friends. So my idea of playing was I'd build little gems out of Connects and stuff like that. And I would hide them around the house, and I'd be like, Mom, you gotta go find the gems. And I would sit in a corner somewhere down a dragon, one of the crystallized dragons. And I would just shake from side to side, and I'd be like, "Ugh." And I would be like, Mom, you have to come free me and save me. And that was my time. What up, Nick? My friend's here. He just walked in right on that.
Perfect timing.
Yeah. I would do stuff like that I would do the egg thief thing. I would find a ball and I'd be like, nah, 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 nah. My mom would just be exercising or clean the house, and she'd be like, all right, I guess I better indulge you. When I came to the second game, I saw the commercials and stuff for it, and I was like, whoa, this thing that I've been playing for months and has been such a big part, there's another one coming. And I freaked out about it. I screamed at my mom. I was like, we gotta get it. She was like, all right, yeah, we'll get it.
Yeah, I remember the commercials for the second one too, and the third one.
I don't even remember the commercials for I just remember it happening.
Yeah, it's I vaguely remember the commercials for a third one, probably not as much as the second one, because it seems like I do remember seeing the commercials for the second one and then wanting it more because of that, and then the third one I think I just kind of got. I might have known it existed before.
Yeah, I feel like that happened to me too. The second one I got all ramped up for, and I was like, oh man, I can't wait for this. I can't wait. And then I just had the third one.
Yeah. Well, that sounds fun.
Yeah, I remember. So me tormenting my mother with Spyro games is kind of a recurring theme. But when the second game, when I finally got it, I woke up super early and I ran out to the living room and I was like, it's time to play Spyro. That was my time. That was my time to shine. And I didn't comprehend that they attached a jump noise to him whenever he jumped. So every time he jumped, it'd be like, and I was like, what is that? I thought it was an enemy attacking me every single time. And I spent about 30 minutes just jumping in circles trying to figure out who this enemy behind me was. I was not a smart child. I'm so sorry.
So the noise of jumping just caught you off guard?
Yeah, because I was so used to playing the first game that when the second game came out and it had jumping noises, it blew my little baby brain. I just couldn't comprehend it.
Yeah, I mean, the first one has jumping noises too, but it's very quiet. Cause I noticed that about the transition from the first game to the second game. A lot of the noises they got louder.
Yeah.
The sound effects got louder. The jumping got louder. It used to be and now it's
Yeah. That's what I always thought. It was oh crap, someone's behind me with a hammer and they're trying to hit me. No, it's just me jumping. You can calm down.
And then the charging also got louder. It used to be and now it's
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, of course, the gem noise got louder, and that's, it's become the most iconic noise for the... A lot of people, they don't realize that, because when they hear the gem sound effect, when Sparks collects the gems and stuff, I'm pretty sure most people in their head, they hear Sparks, like, buzzing, and then the very loud gem sound effect. But
yeah,
and in the first game, it was just like, ching. And like, you barely hear it, and, you know, I feel like the sound effects of the first game are very underappreciated.
Yeah, I know I've been following some of the stuff for the Reignited trilogy. I've been trying not to, like, follow it too closely, because I still want to, like, I want to experience things a little bit, like, you know, jumping right back into it and being like, oh, my God, I remember all this stuff. But, like... And this is like a weird nitpick, and I don't really like the people that nitpick sometimes, but the sound of him like bashing into crates and smashing vases is a little bit underwhelming so far from what I've heard.
Yeah, I get that.
I'm in the mindset of like that old sound of the vases. Like, you hit a vase and you think your mom's gonna come around the corner and start like spanking you because she thinks you broke something in the house because of just how much impact there was.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I know that they're adding in that the ability to like flip-flop between the music and stuff. I want a sound effects bar, like for adjusting the sound, a music bar, and then I want like an impact bar where you can just like scroll through how much you just want to feel the impact of everything that's going on screen.
Yeah, I want my controller to vibrate every time I smash into a vase. Yeah, just those little details. That's what made the game good. Great.
I know I spend a lot of, like, I think I spent most of my time actually playing the third game, but at that point it just kind of was like, yeah, I just play Spyro. That's just what I do. I come home from school and I play Spyro.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did too. Oh my God, I remember it so well. Especially like coming home from school and just playing the third game.
Yeah.
Over and over.
There was just so much to, like, across the 3 games, there was just so much to do.
Yeah.
I know I found myself like playing way too much of the skateboarding when there wasn't actually anything going on. Like, I wouldn't do the challenges or anything. I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna go here and skateboard, and I'm gonna be here for like 3 hours. That's it. That's all I'm gonna do.
Yeah. I think I'm not sure if I did anything like that. I think I actually did try to progress because I didn't really like staying in one area too long. I always like to explore new places, and if I was stuck on one part for like a long time, I'd get very, very annoyed. Yeah,
I always had this thing when I was a kid of just like, if I was in a game, I had to like make it my own, because like, yeah, there's this story stuff going on, and then there's whatever, you know, stuff is going on in my head, and then I would just end up spending hours in like one area just doing one thing, and I think, well, that's probably not a good sign, but that's what I did.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of what I did in, when I was playing Dawn of the Dragon. I stayed in the Valley of Avalar because it was just like, it was a really pretty location, and I liked flying around and using all the cheat codes and like just testing out all the abilities and stuff like that.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna make you a little confession right here. I haven't played from, like, I tried A Hero's Tale, but from there on, I haven't played those games. It might be disappointing to hear, but I haven't touched them.
That's completely fine, honestly. You're not missing much when it comes to the Legend series. I mean,
I hope there's not, like, a bunch of comments that are like, oh, get this guy out of here.
No.
We don't need this.
My channel caters mostly to original OG fans anyway, so
nice.
Like, I don't often step outside of that territory because I personally just believe that those games are the best ones, and you know, that's kind of my childhood right there. Everything else I either vaguely remember from my childhood, or you know, I was, you know, already at the age where I can't call it my childhood anymore, like the Legend games. Some people grew up with those. I didn't, so...
See, I had, like, my mom got all of the Legend games, and she played through them, so I was getting into that, like, edgy teenager phase where I was like, oh, Mom, I know you used to play Egg Thief with me, but now, you know, you're too lame for me, because you're playing the Legends games, so I'm not going to play them. I went through a lot of really weird mood swings with Spyro when I was a wee lad.
Yeah, that happens with a lot of people, I guess. I never had a phase where I thought I outgrew anything necessarily. I've kind of been trapped in this phase where I just, I love cartoons, I love video games, I love, all that stuff, and I will love it forever. I'm kind of like trapped in there. I never went through a rebellious teenage phase.
Yeah, I ended up going through one of those, and like I basically where you are, that's where I've always been, but I tried to rebel against it. I tried to be like, no, I'm cooler than this. I can watch the animes with the blood.
I never thought I was cool, so I just stayed in one place. Oh my god. Well, that sounds like fun times.
It was. Even if I, was just a kid with no friends.
Yeah, well, it was kinda... I mean, I had friends, but it's just... I never had the easiest time making friends when I was a kid. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I had that. I liked my games better than I liked the people, because the people were mean to me.
Yeah, I mean, I totally get that. It's just, that's why I like fictional characters better than real people.
They're not mean to you, unless they're a mean character.
Yeah, but then they're not mean to me specifically, they're just a mean character. And sometimes I like the asshole characters anyway. Most of the time anyway. Alright, so what would you say your favorite Spyro game is?
I'm gonna be honest, it's probably the first one.
Alright.
I know that a lot of people... Like, I know that Spyro 2 obviously had more to do, and Spyro 3 just kind of like threw up even more stuff on top of what was already added, so it was just like, here, have even more stuff. But Spyro, the first game, always kind of holds a special place in my heart, where it's really easy for me to jump in, and I don't really feel any I guess I did not just the weight of the situation as much. Like, you're not pulled through a bunch of cutscenes, you're not introduced to a bunch of characters, it's just jump in and have yourself a dragon adventure.
Yeah.
Which, before the Reignited trilogy and them, announcing the Artisans world, and, I watched the live stream of them going through Toasty and stuff, and they were talking about, oh, this is Nestor's house, this is his castle where he lives. That blew my mind, because I was like, oh my god, all of the different worlds are for different dragons that make stuff. Magic crafters, beast makers, it all makes sense.
Yeah.
I had no idea as a little kid. I was like, oh, that's a cool name. Okay.
Yeah, I know. As a kid, you're just like, oh, that's a cool name. It's like, oh yeah, but then you realize it's not the name of the world. It's the name of the dragon type that inhabits that world. Because when they say that, they're just like, they say the artisan home. It's like, so it is the home of the artisan dragons. That's what they mean. But then during the later parts of the game, they seem to, forget that, and they go, welcome the Peacekeepers, and welcome the Magic Crafters. It's like, okay, well, now I guess it's the name of the world.
Well, I mean, they kind of kept it, because, all the dragons that you meet in Peacekeepers are, big buff dudes, and then in Magic Crafters, they're all, nerdy wieners and stuff, but, I don't know, they kind of kept with it, and I probably should have figured it out a long time ago, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious, the dragons are still that type. I'm just saying, it used to be that it's just the name of the dragon type, and then, that's the home of that dragon. That's the home of that dragon species, or whatever you want to call it. But, I mean, when they say, welcome to Peacekeepers, it sounds like welcome to Peacekeepers, as in that's the name of the home world. But it's not.
Yeah. So,
that's really confusing.
Yeah. I like that idea of just the walking in and being like, welcome to Peacekeepers. What?
What? Welcome to Magic Crafters.
So you guys are you craft magic and that's it? What are you looking at? Sorry, I've got a boy here and he's looking at me.
A boy. Got the boy.
Yeah, I just scared him out.
Alright, what would you say your least favorite one is?
I feel like people are going to get mad if I say what my least favorite one is. So can I just say, what my least favorite aspect is? Or,
Well, you can say okay, so in my way of thinking, least favorite doesn't necessarily mean you hate it. Unless you do, but I mean, if you're talking about one of the original trilogy, I would hope you don't hate any of those.
No.
Okay.
No. So, like, I was gonna say, like, the fourth one, the Dawn of the Dragonfly or whatever.
Enter the Dragonfly?
Yeah, that one. I was gonna say that because that was legitimately my first time as a child feeling betrayed.
Yeah.
But when I really think into it, like, that's an easy shot. It's easy to just say, like, oh yeah, the crappy one. I don't like that one. I honestly really don't care for Ripto's Rage.
Ooh, okay.
I know.
All right.
Let me explain.
Okay.
Let me explain. I can justify my heinous actions.
Everybody spam hate in the comments.
So the reason that I don't like Ripto's Rage as much as I like the other three, I still like it. But I don't like it as much as the other three, specifically because some of the challenges legitimately, like, pissed me off as a child and made me really angry. Just pure anger. And it's not even, like, a lot of the ones that everyone commonly talks about either.
Okay, which ones were your least favorite challenges?
So, the one that kept me, like, I wanted to go in to Ripto's Rage and be like, okay, I'm a big boy now. I can do this 100% on my own without help from my parents. I did not get that 100% until like 4 years later.
Oh, wow.
And it is all because of that stupid mission with the chef and the turtles. Oh. And I know, like, I went back to it like 4 years later, legitimately, and was like, why did I have trouble with this? But it was so frustratingly hard the first time. I tried it over 50 times and I failed every single time.
Wow.
Am I a bad gamer?
I'm just like, I know that people say they hate that challenge. That's one of the ones that people say, like, oh, can't wait to do this again. Like, ugh. Yeah, I hear people talk about that one as, one of the annoying ones. Not as much as, of course, The Alchemist or the Trolley or anything like that, but that definitely is one of the ones. I think I had a little bit of trouble with it myself, but it's wow. That being the worst one, that kind of that is a bit surprising here.
The second one might also be surprising, and I think it's from Mystic Marsh, but I could be wrong. It's the one where that stupid secret agent guy is like, I'm gonna go to my secret hideout and you have to follow, or no, you can't follow me, right? Don't do that. And I hated that guy. I loathed him as a child.
That's Agent Zero. Close. It's from Mystic Marsh's sister level, Cloud Temples.
I don't remember that level at all aside from that, and that's probably because I repressed it. But that one caused me a lot of very angry child moments. Yeah. Moments that I'm not proud of, mind you. It's just, those were my two least favorites. Like, I know a lot of people talk about the trolley, and I kind of, like, assumed that was a given, that, yeah, that right turn sucks. And I remember The Alchemist being bad, but I don't really remember how, like, I did it in a couple of tries. It certainly wasn't I did that in 2 tries. I'm a good boy. I'm a good boy. And the Crystal Popcorn. I didn't have too...
God damn it. I hate that one. Okay, so Crystal Popcorn is my least favorite. That is the worst challenge in that game. It's so annoying. The Alchemist used to be the worst one back when I originally played it. I remember having so much trouble with the Alchemist one, and I've always hated that. But when I went back and replayed it, it was Crystal Popcorn that got me, and I was from then on just really pissed off at Hunter.
Yeah, I didn't even, like, my memory is awful anyway, but everyone was, like, pointing out, hey, Hunter, why didn't you just give me the orb? Why did you have me collect this? I don't remember that part of the dialogue, and then I rewatched it, and I was like, oh, Hunter, why?
Yeah, I know. For, like, everything he does, he's just like, hey, I happened to find this right after you did this for me.
Like, Hunter, what are you doing?
No.
That's honestly some of why he ends up being my least favorite character.
Yeah, I know.
Because, he's supposed to be, like, the quirky sidekick, but he ends up being more Patrick Star than he does anything else.
Yeah.
And not even like fun Patrick from like the early seasons. He's like later seasons Patrick where he's just frustratingly dumb sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, I like Hunter and all, but I almost find Moneybags to be more tolerable than him at times.
Moneybags, you know, he's a national hero to Spyro, you know? He collects all your money and then he makes everyone miserable.
Yep, but
at least he doesn't withhold orbs.
Yeah, exactly. But that's all he does, though. It's just like, hey, can I get those gems that you've been collecting? It's like, I don't want to give them to you, but sure, I guess. And then, you know, all you have to do is collect gems, which are everywhere, and then, you know, give him the gems, and you're able to cross a bridge or use an elevator or whatever. But no, with Hunter, it's like, hey, do this stupid mini game, and I'll give you the thing that you need to get 100%.
Yep. The thing that we're looking for so that we can power up gateways so that we can keep trying to save the world. I'm just gonna withhold it from you.
Yeah.
Give me popcorn.
The crystal variety.
So, like, I saw you, I think I saw you retweet this. It was, like, a collection of the different gems across the different, like, games. And, like, I was looking at them, and I couldn't help but, like, just notice. Like, this is just a weird thing, but I just noticed how pretty they look. I was like, damn, they almost look like candy, and I really like that. There's, like, just an appeal to them.
Yeah, I really love how the gems look. I especially like how they look in Reignited. They definitely look like candy in that.
Yeah.
They're so shiny. Though I do really like how they look in the original too, because the I don't really know how to explain it, but the solid coloring, it was like kind of dark, but it also like really popped. And it's just, you know, just really bright, fun colors.
Yeah. Yeah. It especially helps that, like, they put the little glimmer on them. Like, no matter where you are, you can always see the little glimmer. So you'll just see, like, a trail of little sparkles off in the distance. And it's like, that's pretty.
Yep.
That's pretty. I like that.
It's pretty and helpful. That's how you find the gems that you missed.
Yeah. I miss so many gems. I still, to this day, haven't 100%ed the first game, and I know that I said it's my favorite, and I've spent so much time, I still haven't done it.
That's okay, because the third one is my favorite, and I have not 100%ed it either, because I can't.
That's the only one that I have 100%ed, and it's weird, because I don't even remember, like, 100%ing it, because, so, you know how earlier I said, like, I'll spend way too much time doing the same thing, or spent in areas and games and stuff?
Yeah.
So, one of the things that I really liked about the third game was the sorceress fight, and it wasn't because I liked the fight itself, it's because at the very end, like the last phase, you get to be in a UFO for as long as you want. And I would just go into that fight, get to that phase, and just fly around.
Oh yeah, that is fun, isn't it?
And that's just, I would do that, and then somehow I 100%ed the game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe I should be more clear. I have 100%ed it. I have not 120%ed it.
Oh dang, that is a thing, isn't it?
The super bonus round is a thing. The snowboarding Yeti race is a thing.
So I completely forgot about the speedways too. Like, I haven't played the games in a while.
The speedways, oh god, the speedways suck. That was, because you know how you said that the reason you didn't beat Spyro 2 for a while is because of the turtle mission?
Yeah.
So the reason I didn't beat it for a while was because of the speedways.
Yeah, I vaguely caught a glimpse of gameplay of a speedway once, and it was like all the memories rushed back to me and just like hit me in the back of the brain, and I was like, oh no, take that away. I
know. That's what happened to me with the trolley mission, because like I had for some reason I had forgotten about it, and then I remember I was watching some gameplay on YouTube, and I heard trouble with the trolley, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. That'll go down in history right next to all you had to do was catch the damn train, CJ.
I don't understand that reference, but okay.
Oh, that's San Andreas. It's a Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, okay.
And also incredibly frustrating mission.
I can tell. Whew. But yeah, that was those speedways were pretty much the bane of my existence when it came to those games, because I really hate time limit. It gives me anxiety, and it
Yeah, that was the trouble that I originally had with like the flight missions, because like I thought it was really cool the very first time that I went in. I was like, whoa, I get to fly forever? And then I realized, oh, I have 9 seconds to hit a thing so that I can keep flying forever. And then it just progressed and continued to be awful.
Yeah. I mean, there are some flights and speedways that I'm good at, and then some that I'm just like, hey, I hate this and I never want to do it again. And then whenever I have to replay the game, I'm like, oh boy, this one again.
Yeah. It's the flight missions, the speedways, and the Sparks missions. I really hated the Sparks missions.
Yeah, the Sparks levels were... I don't remember having that much trouble. They were kind of frustrating at times and kind of annoying. I really do like the music in them, but I don't really remember them. I don't think they had any business being there, honestly.
They really didn't. There was no reason to try and be like, hey, we're gonna make Sparks a standalone character for this will take you like 5 minutes, and also it'll take you maybe 20 minutes if you are really bad at the games like I am.
Yeah, same here. If you're really bad at games. But yeah, and I get that they wanted to do that as sort of like, oh, you have to unlock the Sparks abilities, where like, after you finish each one, he gets like a new power or, upgrade or something like that. It's like, but coming off of the second game where you had the gem locator ability at the very beginning, and then you go to the third game in which you have, all your abilities from the second game, like, swim and head bash and climb and all that stuff, and then to lose the gem locator and have to unlock it again. That is just the stupidest idea ever.
I completely forgot about that, and the way that you're describing it really frustrates me.
Yeah, that's because it is frustrating. Oh boy. So, what are some of your favorite levels from the first game?
They're gonna be the ones that like intimidated me the most, honestly, because they left like the most impact on me, and they felt the most satisfying when I finally got past them. And the 2 levels that satisfied me the most to finally be done with were High Caves and Haunted Towers.
Yes, I completely understand that, especially Haunted Towers.
Yeah, those nights terrified me as a child. Like, I thought the bugs were scary, and I was like, okay, I'm done with this level. This is gonna be good. I got some Beast Makers, and I was like, all right, all these levels are kind of jerks, but I got through them. And then I hit Haunted Towers, and I was like, oh no.
Oh,
the nightmare continues.
Yeah, they do kind of freak me out a little bit. It's like their movement when how they just kind of like pop their little heads off and then just swing them. It happens so fast. It's the swift movement that kind of scares me a little bit.
The swift movement, the like way that they kind of like jingle jangle there in front of you like tauntingly, and then the fact that they're like invincible until you happen to find the fairy all the way across the map that gives you the power to make them not invincible and turn them into melted goo.
Yeah.
The same with the bugs, though. The bugs were like, when I first got into that level, I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. We're up in the mountains. I didn't expect to jump into that first cavern and be greeted with an invincible giant scorpion, well, not scorpion, but like just giant pincer bug thing.
Metal back spider things.
Yeah, that like I would have to jump through multiple layers of them chasing me in order to feel safety again. That struck my little boy heart. It terrified me.
Yeah, those bugs are scary. Yeah, every time I go into High Caves, I'm just like, okay, well, time to do this crap again.
Yeah. I was honestly really scared of Toasty when I was little, too.
I always thought Toasty looked cool.
The first time that I went through it. Because, like, my parents had handed off the controller to me, and it was my time to shine. And I got through Stonehill, and I was so proud of myself for learning how to kill a ram. That was an achievement in my life. And then when I got to Toasty and I actually first saw Toasty, it scared me. It really scared me.
Yeah.
And
He's
then once,
kind of intimidating.
Yeah. You got this big spooky scarecrow man with a giant scythe. And then once I learned that it was a lamb underneath of it, I lost all respect for him. But yeah, I'd say high caves and haunted towers were my favorite because they left such an impact on me. It was awesome.
Yeah, and like I said, I definitely understand. It felt so good to complete haunted towers. Like, I'm mostly referring to getting that dragon, that very last dragon with the supercharge.
Oh.
That's what felt satisfying.
I forgot about that. That like annoying one that you have to go through like 12 different weird angles just to get up to.
Yeah,
Ugh.
yeah, you have to go through it's the small, like the narrow pathways, like the doorway. You always just like if you don't go with the right angle, like you have to start all over again because you just hit your head, and it's just, oh my god.
My
It's
first
annoying.
frustration with that was with Wizard Peak.
Wizard Peak is actually a tough one. I mean, because that's your first real like supercharged challenge in the game, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so that's where you practice. So yeah, that's the first real challenge for that, and yeah, that is pretty tough to know that you have to double up on the supercharges, and then in order to reach the high up pillar areas.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched my dad do it once and I was like, oh, that was so cool. And then when it was my time to do it, I was like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. When it comes to the supercharges, I'm not sure what's more annoying, like having to go through like a bunch of different pathways in order to reach a high up area, or having to make sure your turns are so precise so you can hit that one metal chest that is sometimes hidden in certain levels, because that is what really pisses me off sometimes.
I'm gonna say it's the turns because I know there have been many times that I've gotten to make that very precise turn, and I've just barely clipped the outside of Spyro's hitbox on like a corner or maybe the wrong rock, and it's been a very bad day when that happens.
Yeah, it's really annoying. I mean, especially in the when I think of which like chests that you have to hit and stuff. I mean, in the first game it's all right. You got one in the Magic Crafter's Homeworld. You have one in Wizard Peak. There's one in Twilight Harbor that it's not too bad, but still I don't like them. But when it comes to those really dumb ones like Fracture Hills, like, why would you make me do that? That's just, I hate that. I really hated that.
It's just things to keep you busy.
I know, it's like, hey, it's like not only do you have to do it with the worst supercharged controls in any of the original games, like I've said this before, I really hate how the supercharged controls are in the second one. Yeah, like not only do you have to control it with that, but you also have to hit a chest that happens to be in this really tiny area. There's like a step up toward it, so like if you don't jump at the right time, you hit your head and then you have to start all over again.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
I know that Treetops was one of the ones that like blew my mind with the whole like supercharged thing.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't comprehend the idea of you have to run against the arrows.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't
once.
it? Yeah.
That level I always needed a parental guidance on that one.
Yeah, Treetops. My favorite level, but yeah, it can get a bit frustrating, even for me. All right. Thank you so much, Deedum, for being my guest on this episode of SpyroCast. It was very, very fun.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. And thank you, all of you out there, for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Twitter. And I will see you in the next SpyroCast. Until then, this is me, Haru, signing off.